着呢件衫出嚟，我都會着呢件出嚟。OK。主你是要光之要那照我人永归香港，加油！加油！
Fight for freedom! Fight for freedom! Fight for freedom! Fight for freedom!
The state said you want to follow.
Not one less! Not one less! Not one less! Not one less! Thanks, Cam. Thanks, Cam. Just go and get
咁咧而家咧遊行嘅人咧，遊行嘅隊伍咧已經嚟到灘柯嘅位置㗎啦，灘柯火車站出邊㗎啦。咁咧現場嘅人數咧，我見到咧係比我哋頭先啱啱出發嘅時候咧，仲要更加多嘅。咁所以咧，我諗而家估計咧，現場嘅人數咧係超過1500人啊！我諗都應該有2000人啦，差唔多。咁現場咧亦都有好多嘅港英旗啦、澳洲旗同美國旗喺度揮動緊嘅。咁而家呢個位置咧嘅人咧，都不停咁樣湧入嚟呢個公園入邊。咁現場嘅人咧都喺度唱緊呢個《榮譽歸於香港》呢首歌嘅。哎呀！革命，我哋來需要自由，萬世都不夠，我永遠降歸香港。Sorry。各有各做啊嘛。係啊，唔係佢哋影嘅得嘅。Oops。So, it's about Okay. Thank you. 哎，唔該。
Our voice for truth and justice. Not to mention, it has been doing the same to your country over the past 20 years. Fear is their weapon. You might wonder, why am I wearing a mask? Why are we trying to hide our identity? That is because of the violent threat we are currently facing right now here in Australia, in Sydney. Yet under these dire circumstances, we have been making every effort to stand up for the values that we hold dearer than life, and to fight back against this unwarranted oppression. Due to the domineering cloud of that country, we Hong Kongers have been able to make very little progress in freeing ourselves from the control who seek to be in command of us at any cost. And this has been going on for a long time now. In our fight, we have actively sought support. Yet our oppressors continue to threaten those who will support us with their might. Fear placed on the minds of people, and those who would otherwise speak for us find themselves intimidated in the face of fear. However, in spite of such difficult situations, we have found support. And from among you, among our lovely Australian friends, for your support in our continued struggle for the right of humanity. We are utterly grateful.
More than a few million, more than at least 1 million.
We truly appreciate the understanding you have shown towards us. Without Australians, we might not find the courage to continue our strive for expressing ourselves through free speech and the right to democracy. We sincerely hope that we shall continue to receive your support now and in the future. We never intended to bring troubles to Australians. Yet troubles have already been brought. Tens of hundreds of Australians are being threatened by violence just because they supported us. Just because they tried to exercise their right to free speech on Australian soil. For that, we owe you an apology. Now, let me ask one thing to you all. Why do we stand with each other, even in the face of such strong opposition? I believe the answer lies in our shared values. Surprisingly, these are not values that should be specific only to you or me. No, these values are not. Specific only to Australians or Hong Kongers. These are meant to be the principle that form the very cornerstone of human society. Freedom of speech and thought, the right to democracy and human decency. These are elements that cannot and should not be denied to any people on the planet. I would like to conclude by once again expressing my heartfelt thanks to you all for supporting us. These are trying times, but I really hope that both our people can be companions in this journey for humanity. Thank you all. Have a great afternoon.
I want to take you back in time for a minute. It was November 9, 1989. A cold night of light began preparations across the Berlin Wall were continuing. A multitude of women, children, and men risked everything. Their lives across this section of Europe to escape the open air prison with the Russians patrolling. Many crossed this path and never made it to the other side. Guns carried soldiers of the Russian forces and fortresses demolished to stop many in their path to freedom. Put out to separate Britain, France, and the United Kingdom from the Soviet Union almost 30 years prior. Communist tensions were heightened. The Russians were aligned with Stalinist totalitarian policies set forth by the state. Stalin ruled by terror and with a totalitarian grip in order to eliminate anyone who might oppose him. He expanded the powers of the secret police, encouraged citizens to follow the law, and contended with people who killed and sent to the war system. After World War II, Russia's ideological framework of repression was to create a whole new world order. The Russians and Marxists and feminists thought were preparing to establish their government. Russia was imperializing and colonizing neighboring states and ethnicities. Slowly but surely, parts of Europe were taken by the Russians, annexing strands while simultaneously controlling the media. Crushing freedoms of assembly, speech, and thought, restricting basic movements and jerking particular minorities, all to achieve a communist utopia and an economic powerhouse. Does this sound similar? But on November 10, 1989, at the wall, the guards were overrun. The Soviet leaders before had resigned. The people had decided their fate. The government was crumbled, and society as a whole restored their freedom from the totalitarian evils of a centralized government. President Reagan of the United States, along with the Allied pressure and the will and struggle of the people, opted to change their future. By 1991, the Soviets were taken to their knees, and the Cold War was won, and the people of Europe were liberated once again. In the background, there were other people who paid close attention to this. In East Asia, they drew different lessons from this ordeal. The Chinese Politburo, which were created, funded, and trained by Russian government leaders in the early 20th century, were forming a plan similar in every which way to Russia's pursuit of utopian totalitarianism. But one thing they understood for certain was to never repeat the mistakes of the Soviet Union's mismanagement. No, they were destined to do anything and everything possible for the power they stole from the tens of millions of corpses that lay at the center of the Communist Party of China policy. From 1989 to 2019, China has strategized and learned deeply from the events around the world. The outcomes to become masters of communism and totalitarianism, while utilizing and taking advantage of the compounding results of pure Western capitalism. The destruction of the Berlin Wall and the collapse of the repressive Soviet Union was studied to the point of fluency by no other than the leader of China, the Secretary General of the Communist Party, and the Chairman of the Military Commission, Xi Jinping. A studious leader but a flawed economic commander has driven China further to economic and social restraint. What we have allowed to develop for the past 25 years is the most significant danger to the prosperity and peace that has ever been created. Who created and who profited from it? This is not about the Chinese people. I have traveled all over China. I have been to first, second, third tier cities. I have connected with farmers, construction workers, and the elite men and women that work the floors of Shanghai Tower. The Chinese people are some of the greatest people that our time has ever met. Humans are about extremist military group of 1,000 that are loyal employees of the CCP and most importantly to Emperor Xi Jinping. Xi gave a speech that laid out the China dream in 2013. Xi's address is, I might say, one of the most important speeches of this century. He lays out in quite a bit of detail the Chinese strategy of world domination. This starts with East Asia, expands to South China Sea, and ultimately the control of the Pacific. The Europe-Asian domain, Belt and Road, right through Sub-Saharan Africa, South America, and then back around. China at the center of that. Xi lays this out in excellent detail. His view on globalization and China's part is to rule the world with trading towards logistical networks and information gateways. There is no compromise to this. We are at war. The Chinese Communist Party has been silently at war with us for the past 30 years. In 2015, Xi Jinping stood next to President Barack Obama in the Rose Gardens of the White House and stated on live television that he was not militarizing the South China Sea. Fast forward to today, any traffic that is on a shipping vessel is intimidated, shot at, crashed into, and forced out by the Chinese military. The Parcel Islands and islands surrounding are equipped with missile systems, air bases, radar, and military personnel. This has all been documented, and what did the Chinese government justify this with? A 1949 map that claims this enormous area to be sovereign and sole property to China. This is what they do. But this is completely in contradiction to a map drawn 100 years later by the Qing dynasty that only includes Taiwan and Hong Kong in its shores. As God so briefly put it, all welfare is based on deception. And that was what Xi Jinping distinctly saw on that day in the United States, on the soil of freedom. This is China's grand strategy, concocted in the northern Chinese seaside resort of Badahai. Silence until full control, then no control by the people, and complete control by the party state. See, according to China, China has never done anything wrong. All the publications and leaders understand what's going on in China. The concentration and forced labor camps for the Uyghurs, and the mass cultural genocide in Xinjiang. Persecution for Christians. They understand Tibet, they understand Mongolia, they understand Turkestan, the harvesting of human body parts from political prisoners. Human rights violations like the Cultural Revolution, the Great Leap Forward, and June 4th. All of this is well documented, but it's all ignored for one thing only. Chinese monopoly money and Chinese power.
Imagine a world where China surpasses the United States. In China, 500 to 1,000 intellectuals, leaders of the military, business leaders, members of the party, per week commit suicide, fall off buildings, become missing, put in Tilling Chow for life. In 2017, the chairman of Anbank Insurance, Wu Xiaohui, one of China's biggest insurance firms, gets handed 18 years of hard labor. The chairman of H&A Group, the largest financial company in the world, falls off a 1-meter wall in France, dead. #1 actress in China missing for 4 months for tax evasion. Head of state security in Macau gets depressed and falls off a tall building. Professor Guo Chuan wrote an open letter to the Chinese Communist leader Hu Jintao and Wu Bangguo, calling for a democratic government based on a multi-party election that serves the interests of the common folks. Immediate sentence of 10 years. Ilham Tohti sentenced for life for criticizing Beijing. Hundreds more. The brutal consolidation of power in China is not alarming. It's a threat to human civilization. And do you think you are safe as an ordinary citizen? We are forced to wear a mask to express our concerns and opinions in Australia. Beijing has operations in every major city in the world, and Sydney is not unique. They are fighting us right now, and it's all being sent to the embassy that acts with total impunity in this country. A mask off, and you subject yourself to political crimes on the mainland. The hand of Beijing and all communist regimes prior has always been to silence, chill, oppress critics of the totalitarian regime. There is quite importantly a sea change on China's actions. Hate Trump all you want. Trump has forced a spotlight on China like no other world leader. China's silent rise to totalitarian society has been awakened. These Chinese mainland shooters, the anti-protesters who ironically seize all the gifts of freedom in the West, take advantage of our system and try to drown us in support of totalitarian regimes. Insecure about their identity, insecure about their country, insecure about their leader, as soon as the London Wall rises, that peaceful wall of opinion posters on the streets and at our university campuses, the useful idiots are outside crushing our freedom to speak, blindly following their leader. As soon as we exercise our right to speak, we are strangled by their dictatorial response from nowhere else but Beijing. Because they are hurt. They are hurt that Xi Jinping and his criminal mob, who were unelected in 1949 and who are full above the law in every action they take, are simply not respected. The Chinese party cannot buy our respect. This insecurity is a cancer to the free developed world, and it's a product of constant propaganda. Hypersensitivity to criticism. This is not nationalism. This is a deep-rooted fundamentalist religion. China is not just a country, it's an ideology now, a cult. The Chinese state is exporting not only goods, but censorship, restricting the freedoms of the free world and deploying through their WeChat networks armies of communist automatons that skirt nothing but anti-Western values and promise Beijing's rhetoric. As a result of reform and opening, the greater engagement with the international community, China has enjoyed a remarkable period of economic growth, unprecedented in human history. As World Bank President Jim Kim noted in last year, November, China has increased its per capita income 25-fold, and more than 800 million Chinese people lifted themselves out of poverty as a result. More than 70% of total poverty reduction in the world. China today is one of the largest economies in the world, but there is one very important piece of that puzzle Beijing completely censors back in the mainland. The Chinese people lifted themselves out of poverty. It was not the Chinese Communist Party. In China, every issue of Xinhua, Global Times, and other state-controlled media praise Xi Jinping and the Communist Party for this great alleviation of poverty. In fact, every article attributes all success to not the people. That's right, you mainlanders did nothing to build the economy, because like everything else, the government takes your credit. Globally, this miraculous growth is the sole product of one system, capitalism. The Chinese government has done everything possible to restrict economic growth in order to maintain power. They are complicit in a revisionist history. A world run by China is a world of fabrication, lies, and corruption unaccounted, unchecked and accompanied with complete impunity to enrich particular members belong to the party. Marx and Lenin would feel unashamed for China's embrace of capital markets and an economy replicated of that of the free world and not the distributive dream. The CCP says without their leadership, China would not be as prosperous as it is today. If that's true, why are people in Taiwan and Hong Kong richer per capita than Chinese people on the mainland? Why is Taiwan among the freest countries and China one of the least? They limited your growth. They did not create it. If you look at GDP growth from Xi Jinping entered office, you will see that 2013 onwards to 2019, China has been in decline each year before the trade war. Xi is not contributing anything special. His Maoist ideas are repressing 1.4 billion Chinese and indoctrinating the next generation on the platform of subservience to the state. In 2018, just as China is reaping the long-term benefits of Deng's policies, Beijing appears to be turning away from some of the very policies that made the country so successful. Declaration. In fact, Xi Jinping gave a speech in Ningde, Fujian province, at a work conference on media issues in May 1989, whereby Xi said, "This kind of big democracy is not in accord with science, not in accord with the rule of law, but is instead in accord with superstition, in accord with stupidity, and the result of major chaos." This is what the West has helped create and fund. The second largest economy in the world, with a dictator stating that democracy is a superstition and of a system of stupidity. Look at Hong Kong if you have lost hope for millennium. Look at Hong Kong. You have people in their 20s singing songs of freedom, cleaning up after themselves, apologizing for some violence. Tear gas, they have pepper sprayed, they're beaten, assaulted, molested, they have rubber bullets shot at them, beanbags, and paintball critically, injuring sockets and water cannons. With market entrusted on them, they're relentless and they won't give up. We have the future in our hands right now, and we can either choose to put this future in the hands of totalitarian, mercantilist governments, or we can fight for freedom and honor citizens of the deceased victims of communist starvation, ideology, and revolutionary freedom fighters for the past hundreds of years. Thank you for speaking.
All right, can everyone hear me? Yeah. Everyone hear me in the back? Yeah. Yeah. All right, hold me 10 pins. Oh. Oh, I'm going. Oh. All right, first up, again, I have to do this many times. I would like to thank everyone, and I do mean everyone, for coming out today to join us in our fight against totalitarianism. All right, I know some of you may not agree with us completely, but at least I would like to thank you for coming out today to listen to us, even if you don't agree with us. That is the beauty of democracy, that we can discuss and debate about the future, about our shared future, and strive towards a better common future. Again, today's turnout is absolutely huge. We expected 200, 300 people, and I can't even count how many people there are here. Hundreds here, maybe 1,000. I'd like to thank you all, for calling your friends, for sharing the pulse, for telling everyone to come out here and join us in this fight. There are a few things I would like to address. Many ask us and even criticize us as to why some of us wear masks. Well, it is the same reason why we march today. It is because we fear the influence of totalitarian regimes and we fight for the day where we can openly express ourselves and our opinions from the repressions of the intimidating and violent. We do not want to us, but we have to. Many of us as evidence in Hong Kong and mainland China. We are previous residents where they had total ground and all of them. We are us and we're out of our safety.
係你有讀者話銅鑼灣而家舉咗黑旗，我想 confirm 下係咪一啲咁嘅事呢？因為如果銅鑼灣嗰邊舉黑旗嘅話呢，咁我諗要去翻香港嗰邊嘅記者再去報導翻嗰邊嘅情況。可唔可以有讀者可以幫我 confirm 一下銅鑼灣嗰邊係咪舉咗黑旗啊？因為我見到直播人數都跌咗百幾人喎，啲人係咪轉咗過去嗰邊睇其他嘅頻道，睇銅鑼灣嘅現場嗰邊？咁如果銅鑼灣嗰邊舉咗黑旗嘅話呢，咁我諗應該要將嗰個直播呢轉翻過去香港嗰邊嘅記者噶啦。咁我諗應該澳洲呢邊嘅直播呢就暫時停一停先。對馬中。